Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. My name is Cheryl Dorsey. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to welcome you into the squad today. Today is Monday, May 19th, 2025. I'm going to adjust you guys a little bit here. Oh, that's good. We're live. We're live today. It's so exciting, you guys. Oh my goodness. So this is my first live. The last time I was live was 4 weeks ago today. And I had been having a live tutorial every Monday, but some of you probably know I fractured my wrist that day. And so things have been a little bit crazy. The last 2 Mondays, I have managed to pre-record a video tutorial for you and then set it as a premiere. So I was here in the chat for you the last couple weeks, but now we're really live. We're really live. Hi, Judy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. All right. If you are here, and I see there are a few of you hopping in now, say hi in the live chat, please, and tell me where you're watching from. I'd love to say hello back to you. And today I've got a really fun little card for you. One of the things I love about this card is you're going to see me use particular cardstock and paper and stamp and all those things, but you can make a card with any supplies that you have. So I always like doing cards like that because, maybe you're in a different mood and you want to use something different than what I'm using, and the card will still turn out great. So. Yeah, Beauty, it's nice for you to be here. Thank you so much. Oh my, it's hot in Kansas. Okay, is it windy? Is the wind sweeping down the plain? I grew up in Oklahoma, so I'm familiar with the Great Plains area of the United States. Okay, let's talk about what I've got here. Oh, before I forget, up here, this is where you find me. So if you want to ask me a question, if you want to send me a message, if you want to see some pictures of some of my other projects, I've got a bunch of them on my website. You can shop over there, all kinds of things. So I encourage you to dance on over to cheryldorsey.stampinup.net and see what's happening over there. Let's get started. I have today some garden green cardstock, and the measurement of this first piece is 2 3/4 by 4 inches. This piece is my card base. Oops. So it is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4. And oh, I didn't say, well, so I fractured my wrist. I had a cast, then I had surgery, then I had a big splint, and now I have graduated to a brace. And I'm really happy about that because I have more mobility and I can drive. So that's thrilling for me. Anyway, oh my goodness. And I've got about another 4.5, 5 weeks in the brace. And then hopefully I get the all clear. All right, I've got 2 pieces of basic white. This one is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And this is the same. So we've got 2 pieces exactly the same size. Then I've got some designer series paper. I'll tell you what it is in just a moment. This piece is 2.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And this piece, which happens to be the backside, the piece we already looked at, this is 3 inches square. So 3 inches by 3 inches. And this is just a little scrap of basic white. So the name of this designer series paper, let me look over here and make sure I get it right for you. It is Floral Impressions. Floral Impressions. And this is one of the new online exclusives. that just released on May 6th this month. So it's a brand new product, which is always fun. Yeah, Judy. Oh, it is really pretty. It looks like, anyway, to me, the way it hits is pressed flowers. And so that's a little bit different. I mean, Stampin' Up! Always does a lot of beautiful florals, but because of this one, it's just got a little bit different vibe going on. It looks like pressed flowers. Hey, Carla. Howdy, howdy to you too. All right. So we're going to put this card together. And then at the end, I will show you a few other cards, the same style, but with a couple different products that I used for those. All right. So let's stamp. Why don't we stamp? Let's do that. We'll start with that. So I'm going to put those two things aside. I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here. Oh my goodness, Carla, you're Minnesota. Wow. So funny. I mean, we're all here in the United States, but the weather can really vary from place to place. I did hear that it was cold in Minnesota this past weekend, like freezing, freezing cold. All right. Oh, I didn't tell you what stamp that I'm using, so I will tell you in just a moment. This stamp just says thanks. I do like um, the font, I guess you would say, of these stamps, and I have the stamp set right here. This is the Impressions of Bloom stamp set, and there's our thanks. And we're also going to stamp one of these flowers. But again, this is from the new online exclusives that just hit earlier this month. And I see Lisa has popped in with us too. Hi, Lisa. Let's see, where are you from? North Carolina. All right. We're covering all the bases. We're kind of all over the place. That was Blackberry Bliss ink. I don't know if I said that. I'm just so thrilled to be here that I forget what I'm doing. All right. Um, let's stamp a flower on here. Let's just go ahead and do that. Grab the Blackberry Bliss again. And this is two-step stamping, which I always think is so fun. So I'm going to start here with my Blackberry Bliss. And I'm just going to stamp a little flower right down in the corner. This is going to go on the inside of my card. So I've got that. That's step one. And actually, I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. Someone recently, I heard mention that when you're two-step stamping, if you let the first stamp dry, that your image looks better. If you go ahead and stamp the second ink right on top of this, it might bleed a little bit. And sometimes maybe you want a softer image, but I'm gonna try it this other way and just see how that works. So I've got my little mini cut and emboss machine here, and my sentiment, and I'm going to use this die from the Stylish Shapes. So I'm going to put that in here. And let me just give you a little peek at some of the other dies in the Stylish Shapes set. I don't know, we're kind of close to the camera here, but hopefully you can see that. But lots of nice square circles and these cute little banner dies. So I've been using that one a lot. So let's get this lined up. Got a piece of my Post-it note tape to hold this steady. See if I can get it centered. I think that looks pretty good. We'll run this through. Okay. All right. I see that you guys are talking. I'm going to pause in a minute and catch up with you in the chat. So there's our thanks cut out with our die. And we can just set it over here out of the way. All right. What's up? Oh, you had the tornadoes. I saw that in the news, Judy. It's always so scary. I mean, as I said, I grew up in Oklahoma, so um, I'm familiar, very familiar with those tornado warnings and taking cover. So I'm glad that you're okay. Hopefully, everyone who needs help will be able to get the help that they do need. All right. I'm going to do my second step now with the stamping with fresh freesia, which is one of my favorite colors. All right. Now, let me just make sure that I know where I'm going with this because there is a particular way that needs to be lined up. Got my fresh freesia. I'm pulling this down. Hopefully you can kind of see still what I'm doing. I just need to get it down here where my face is above it so I can see where I'm going. There we go. That's pretty with the fresh freesia over the blackberry bliss. And now let's put some color in the center. Again, whoops, my little stamp just popped right off my block. There we go. So we've got two-step stamping for the center as well, and I'm going to use crushed curry. And first, I'm going to stamp the center with the full strength crushed curry. There we go. And honestly, I think it'd be cute just to leave it like that. I'm not even going to do the second step. So this one is just a solid. And so if I were going to use that in the center, I would stamp off first. So I had a lighter version of crushed curry and go over that. But I actually kind of like it with the white showing through. So I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, let me go ahead and fold and burnish this. And so I'm maybe I don't know, I'm probably never graceful, but I'm really not graceful with this brace on, but I'm getting it done. I'm getting it done. All right, this is going to go on the inside, so let's go ahead and adhere it. And I pulled out a brand new bottle of glue because glue will come out really easily because my it's so interesting to me how uh, with my wrist and mostly my hand also being immobilized for just a couple weeks, all the strength of my hand just disappeared. It's like I can't even squeeze a glue bottle. Seems ridiculous, but that is what happened. All right. We are going to cut this piece of designer series paper. Let me turn around this way. There we go. We are going to cut this in half on the diagonal. So remember, this is the 3" by 3" designer series paper. And I'm just lining up these two corners in the groove, right? I'm just going to hold it in place and cut. Got two little triangles now. Here we are. Now let's pull out this other piece of basic white and these triangles. are going to go in opposite corners like this. So I like to dry fit things sometimes just so I know where I'm going. So here we are, and I'm going to aim to have an equal distance here and here, seeing the little white layer behind my designer series paper. And I always like the multi-purpose glue because it does let me slide things around a little bit because I'm not great at just putting things down straight to begin with. But I really appreciate it now. And my aim is not so good when I put my layers together. Okay, there we go. All right, I think that is reasonable. What are you guys up to over here? Oh no. Judy, you have to wait for the results of the MRI? Sorry, that is terrible. It's hard. Gosh. Yeah, it's hard when you don't know, when you don't have an answer. I hope that he gets back and gives you the answer you're looking for. Well, you guys are having all kinds of things. 2-inch hail. Wow. Crazy stuff. I guess it's springtime. Springtime things get a little unsettled with the weather. Okay, this is going to go on here. It's my cute little flower inside. So let's go ahead and put this on the front of our card. Oh, there we go. That will work. Yeah, Judy, you said it's nice when the both sides are pretty. You're right. And this designer series paper, like all the sheets are really nice. Florals on one side and then a nice design on the other side, kind of a small tight design on the other side. So that makes it really easy to work with. So let's adhere this on top of here. We made this card last month in April. Let me get this up here. We made it in April at my mystery stamping event. So if that's something you're interested in, send me an email. So hop over there to my website, send me a message through there. My email address is over there, and let me know that you're interested because we're going to do it again this Thursday. We do it on Zoom, and it's so fun. I just let you know in advance what pieces of cardstock and give you the measurements so you can cut everything ahead of time. And then step by step, we all go through together and create cards. And the fun thing is that I don't tell you which stamp to use or which designer series paper to use or which color cardstock to use. That's up to you. So everyone's card is different, even though we're all following the same instructions. So that's super fun. Oh yeah, you guys, you've got to get on with us. It's really fun. It's super fun to see everybody's card at the end, and we get so many good ideas from each other. All right. Oh, I love the way this is looking. I do love those flowers. All right, I think I'll grab dimensionals and pop this up. Let's put a couple of those on here. There we are. And I think I'm going to put this right in here. There we go. And we need a little bling, I think. I think we need a little bit of bling. I pulled out my rhinestone basic jewels. And I've got my fresh freesia, my dark fresh freesia Stampin' Blend. And I'm going to color three of these. So they're a little bit purpley. Do you guys do this? Do you color your basic rhinestones? Sometimes I don't have the exact color of embellishment that I want, but I do have a blend in the color that I want, so I make my own. All right, I'm just kind of giving them a second to dry a little bit. And let's grab this one, and I'm just going to put it right here in the corner. And these other two. I'll just put one there, and I'll put one right there. Okay, here we are. I love these colors. This designer series paper has got this strawberry slush in it, which is one of the new in colors, and I'm already starting to get obsessed with that. I love the strawberry slush. Here, let me pick it up and hold it up here closer so you can see it a little bit better. Very cute. It doesn't take very much designer series paper to do this. So if you've got little small pieces that you're not sure what to do with, you could make some of these cards. Okay, let me show you. Here's another one that I made with that same designer series paper. It was a different sheet from the pack, but the same pack. And here I used a fresh freesia card base. And this one's cute. We've got some little blue dimensionals there. And I think, here we go. We got a little blue flower on the inside. Super fun. Now let me show you two other ones. This is a different designer series paper. I cannot remember what the name of it is. I think maybe it's from Thankful Garden. If somebody knows, tell us. But I think that it might be Thankful Garden. So I've got some Daffodil Delight here. And I don't remember. Oh, I just put a little strip of the designer series paper on the inside. And I've got one more from using this same designer series paper. It's this piece. And that's a very old stamp. I think it is from a stamp set called Punch Party. It's very old, but I love it. So, boy, I have kept that one for a really long time. Got a little bit of ribbon on this one, another little piece of designer series paper. And sometimes I like to layer just a little piece of vellum on the back. It gives it just a little special feeling, but it doesn't really bring another color into the card. All right, let me take a little peek over here at the chat. Let's see what you guys are up to. Okay. Oh, good. You guys like it. That's good. Yes, Lisa. Strawberry slush. I had my stamp club meeting at my house this morning, and we made a card, and we used a lot of strawberry sludge. So I'll be doing that one for you in the next few weeks. So watch for that. Yes, nesting dies. Yeah, nesting dies, Judy. Some stamps. Sometimes there's something that it just hits, right? You know that you're going to love it forever and you have to keep it. I'm like that about punches too. There's certain punches, especially like the circles, where the graduated circles. Love those, got to keep those forever. Okay, so if you like this card with the triangles, where we took the 3 by 3 piece of designer series paper and cut it in half, I did a card on a live, I think it was April 7th. So hop back on my page to April 7th, and there's another card using that idea. Okay, it's a little bit different layout, but we take a 3 by 3 square and cut it in half and orient it a little bit differently. And that card was very popular as well. So that's it. That's what I have today. We were fast. It wasn't a hard card, but I think it's really cute. I guess it's because of all the different layers. So I hope you enjoyed the card and I hope you'll make it. So, like I said in the beginning, just pull out whatever you have, designer series paper, cardstock, stamps, and dies or punches or whatever, and you can whip up a bunch of these cards in a hurry. So I hope that you'll do that. Also, I just wanted to remind you guys that this month, if you purchase through my website, I'm going to send you one of my handmade cards. And if your order product total is $100 or more, I'm going to also send you a little gift. And now we are in the time of Stampin' Rewards. So that's a very exciting thing. Anytime you spend $20 on products or more, you get to bank rewards that you can use later. So I'm so excited that they've done that for us. And I am banking my rewards. Okay. Thanks so much for stopping by today. And I'm planning to be back again live next Monday. So I will see you then. All right. Bye bye.